would be difficult to have that have social media with that team. Well, I mean, it would be difficult to be in the big leagues now. I mean, even if you just want to go out and have a beer, and people with the phones now,
but those like we're a little older here than some of the Mets fans. Like I'm about to turn 40. Kevin's in his late 30s as well. And that 99 and 2000 team, and even the 98 team when you joined, that was like, we're building something. And you were kind of seen as like, if not the final piece, a big piece of the puzzle was now complete. That 99 team, I feel like gets forgotten because it didn't make the World Series. To this, I will go to my deathbed. If Kenny Rogers doesn't walk home the game-winning run, you guys are the first team to ever the man who shall not be named did not walk in the game-winning run. You guys would have been the first team to come back from a 3-0 deficit. It would have been, the National League version of Yankees Red Sox. That 99 team was my favorite team of all time till this day, even the 2006 team, which I know you weren't on as well, but like that 99 team was so much fun. Like, did you like feel 99 was more special than 2000? Or, I mean, obviously you guys made the World Series with Hampton. Was there like, what was the difference between 99 and 2000 to you?
Yeah, I mean, what it could have shown. I mean, it's tough to go back, but no question, the best team I was on that didn't win a World Series as far as pound for pound, guy for guy. And you think about that team as well. And again, this is no disrespect to the guys we had. I think it shows how good we really were because, we're going up against 4 Hall of Famers with Atlanta. I mean, like I said, you have Smoltz, Glavine, Maddox, and Chipper Jones, and they had some very good, I would say, complementary players as well, and good bullpen. They had some and great manager. And we're going up with Masato Yoshii against John Smoltz. You know what I mean? It's like, think about it, really. I mean, that's why I always laughed when we were going through and it was like, oh, they can't beat the Braves. Everyone was like saying they have their number. And it was like, they're the thorn in our side, and every sort of saying you can think up at that time in the media. But I'm like going, we got Masato Yoshii going up against John, and we're competitive, think about it. And they've got Maddox the next day against Reeder, and then Al obviously was our kind of our
I know Al Leiter was like, if it wasn't for Al Leiter, who knows? You guys would have had to score 15 runs a game to keep that.
I know. So I say, well, think about it. We're going up against 4 Hall of Famers. So yes, I mean, people always say that, and I saw Larry Chipper, recently at a card show, and we were laughing about the past and talking about old times and things. And so that was, that was cool. But yeah, getting back to the 99 team, I mean, I can't think of a team really that ground balls hit, it was an out. I mean, the defense, the things that we did, I mean, that I think were really unique as far as that with Robin and Ray, and, Ray Ordonez by far the greatest shortstop I've ever played with. I mean, wasn't a great hitter per se, but as far as a shortstop, would save you 2 or 3 runs a game, no question. So, and Fonzie clutch hitting and Ole on first. And then 2000, I don't really, I read some articles and I've seen some things that people say that, the Yankees team wasn't great, but I mean, they won a few World Series, and
they didn't win a lot of games that regular season, but they were still basically a dynasty team, like intact.
Yeah.
Just to say that they weren't a great team is crazy.
And, that's the one year, and I've talked about this before with other people. I mean, that's the one year I really felt like I deserved the MVP. I mean, Jeff Ken had a good year with San Francisco, and obviously Barry was with them, and they had a good team. But as far as that year, I mean, I think I had a slump early September, and then everyone was like, oh, that cost them the MVP. You know what I mean? I was like, really? Up until that time, I was hitting like 350, and just playing every day, driving in runs, and I had like a 3 for 30 start of September, and it was what it was, and came in, I think maybe I was a second that year, but to have Todd Zeile come in, and to have Mike Hampton obviously had a great year for us, and unfortunately left us the next year, which I think probably set us back a few years, because he didn't have great success in Colorado, and everyone knows the history there. We don't have to drag it back up, but I think
your kids are in great schools, and so are his. I mean, two dads, right? 2 dads. and we got the school systems. We got the David Wright pick in the end, so it all worked out in a weird, crazy way.
No, but the thing about Mike Hampton, Jeff Bagwell, I remember I saw him, and I became friendly a little bit when I was with the Dodgers, and we had some mutual friends, and I talked about Hampton. And we had beat them. I think I took them deep, and Ramon Martinez was pitching. This was back in '95 or '96. And I said, man, he's got good stuff. He's pretty good. And he said he could hit too. I mean, he goes, man, and he's probably the best hitter on the team. I mean, Mike Hampton was a great hitter. I mean, and that's the thing now with the full-time DH is you're not going to see that anymore. But and he just dominated and pitched his ass off, and really him and Al and guys came in and really complimented them, and the bullpen was great with Turk. So yeah, that even the 2000 team may not have been pound for pound better than 99. But it was a fun team as well. We had some good characters on that team. We had a lot of fun.
I was gonna say, it seems like as a Mets fan, the great teams throughout Mets history always seem to have some characters, always seem to have some stories. Obviously, the team in the '80s is like plucked from a movie script. In that '99, 2000, era, was there any because also nowadays everything, if there's a scandal, there's something happens, everyone knows it. You can't hide anything. Social media, phones, all of that. Was there anything that went on behind the scenes in '99 that fans would like to hear?
Well, I don't know.
Ricky Henderson was there, so God knows you just do Ricky Henderson hour if you want.
Ricky was awesome. I mean, hey, he got me a lot of RBIs. I mean, he was on base all the time. I mean, I say that. I mean, I love playing with Ricky. He was fun to play with. He was competitive, and but I wanted to make a point, and I thought this is interesting. It's funny. You think about the '69 team and the 73 team, right? It often gets lost in history as far as not having the same recognition as '69. And I think we're maybe that type of team to '86, even though there's more space there. I mean, obviously the '86 and the '88 team was good. They ran into Oral Hershiser, obviously, with the Dodgers. But yeah, that was the one thing for us. I mean, looking back, it would have been great to win a World Series with that team, and we came up short. And it's unfortunate. And I always say I thank God for what I have, not for what I don't have, even though it's heartbreaking. We had great teams. But fast forwarding to, I'm sorry, the point you mentioned originally about I lost my chain of thought.
Just like some of the behind the scenes, off the field.
Oh, things. Behind the scenes. Yeah, you're right. I mean, there was. I mean, it's funny. I look at social media now, and I'm not a crazy social media guy. I mean, I use it for like a bulletin board, more or less. Let people know what I'm doing, especially with the team. But no, I mean, it would be difficult to have that. Have social media with that team. Well, I mean, it would be difficult to be in the big leagues now. I mean, even if you just want to go out and have a beer, and people with the phones now, and yeah, I mean, I remember going down the road and guys, trying to bait us and in bar fights and things like that, and saying, "Hey, we got to get out of here." And so yeah, it would have been. It's a different animal today. It was a fun club. I mean, I could say we were loose. We played loose. Bobby was a character. I mean, Bobby is a very polarizing manager because he's a big personality. And I think myself personally, I've always liked those days of the big personality managers, the Joe Torres, the Tommy Lasordas, the Bobby Valentines, guys that now, I mean, Buck is probably the only sort of anomaly in today where you actually identify Buck as being the manager of the Mets because he's a little bit of a throwback. So he's got that old school, new school sort of appeal, which I think is great. But I like big personality managers. I think that was a cool part of the game. I mean, going up with the Phillies, obviously, they had Dallas Green, Danny Ozark, and, the Dodgers had Tommy and Sparky Anderson with the Reds. I think now that's sort of a little bit of a byproduct of the new age information, the new era of information.